Welcome back, folks, to the GameCube Gambit. This is the YouTube series where I go out and I find things to flip on eBay and Amazon, and I use the expected profit I find to build the GameCube collection of my childhood dreams. And we have been able to make a ton of progress already so far in the series. If you'll step over here to the lovely collection wall with me, you can see that in the last 9 or so episodes, we've been able to build out a substantial GameCube collection with a ton of the gems that make this console so great. If you missed any of the previous 8 episodes, there's a playlist on my channel that you can go to that is called the GameCube Gambit, where you can watch every single episode in order. And as you guys can see here on my list of games that I want to ultimately have in the collection, we've only got about 53, I think, left that we haven't found yet. And that's out of 75 that was originally on this list, so we're making fantastic progress. Now, this episode's going to be a little bit different because thanks to you guys, the GameCube Gambit has been a very popular series and word is actually getting out about what I'm trying to accomplish. So I had a viewer reach out who has a whole bunch of GameCube stuff that he was looking to trade for a Switch system, and guess what? I had the perfect one for him. So in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and trade this Switch console for his GameCube and a whole bunch of games, and I'm actually throwing in some Switch games on my end as well because I just wanted to give him a little bit of a better deal. He's got plenty of solid games on his end. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys along for this trade, and we'll see what we end up making out with. All right, I got my stuff for you here. Here are these games I said I had on that, and then the Switch and dock and everything is in there. You're welcome to turn it on and stuff. I made sure it had some juice.
This one is sealed still. I mean, it's not much, but it is sealed.
Yeah, well, that's always good. And I know you sent pictures of a lot of this before.
Yeah.
Have you played most of these games before?
Yeah. I've played every one of them, honestly.
Wow, a lot of these I haven't played myself. Yeah, and they seem like they've been well maintained too. Yeah, and if you're looking for more like Switch stuff in the future,
just Switch and PS5, man, to be honest, is what
okay. Yeah, if you've got other like older stuff that you're not playing as much, I'm happy to take a look at that as well. I actually currently in the GameCube collection, I don't have almost any Zelda games.
So I might have just helped you out a lot, huh?
You really did. I'm excited.
Well, I seen where you were doing the GameCube Gambit. And
yeah.
I don't really play this stuff anymore, and I don't.
Right.
I can't get used to that controller still.
Yeah.
Let me just see what I can help him out and get me something out of the deal. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it because these are some like real solid. A lot of these are like great titles. Yeah, Metal Gear, that's a great one.
That one doesn't have the manual one.
Okay. Does have both discs though, that's the biggest thing. Ooh, Crazy Taxi is a great one too.
Everything else has the manual.
Yeah, okay. And then we got the system itself in here.
The reason I put those top 2 in there is they're sealed, so I thought you could maybe do something with them on
sure.
since they're sealed still.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And then yeah, Dangerous Hunts.
Too, so,
yeah, a few movies there. My wife is actually the huge Harry Potter nerd, more than me. Nerd. And a couple of solid controllers. Well, great, man. I appreciate you meeting me out here.
No worries, man.
And this is a really solid lot. I'll have to go through and decide which ones I'm able to keep and everything like that. But yeah, I do appreciate it.
No worries. I appreciate it too, man. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that.
You as well.
All right, folks, so we have got a ton of GameCube stuff to go through here from that deal, but there's a little bit of a catch. Because if you guys remember at the start of the series, there are 2 ways that I can add games to the collection. One is by finding stuff to flip and using that projected profit to buy them, and the other way is by trading off systems or games that I already have in my current collection, like the ones you see up here. But if I'm being honest with you guys, that Switch that I traded him was not in my current collection. It was inventory, and so were the games that I traded with it. And I had about $300 into that Switch and the games that I traded, which means that I actually have to sell off at least $300 worth of this GameCube stuff, and then anything that's left after that $300 we can let ourselves keep, because that will essentially be free, which is the goal of this whole thing. Which is going to leave us with some very difficult decisions to make, because almost all of the games in these boxes are ones that I don't currently have in the collection. So I'm interested to hear you guys' thoughts on the games that I do end up deciding to keep and the ones that we have to flip. All right, folks, hopefully that lighting's a little bit better, but this right here is everything that we are working with. I'm definitely grateful that we have the GameCube system to start us off because we've already got one of those. Some of the titles that I'm most excited about keeping, that I hope I'm gonna be able to keep, are obviously the Zeldas, because I was saying in the last video, we haven't gotten any Zelda games in the collection yet, but that's a huge oopsies. Definitely gonna be wanting to keep as many of those as I can. Crazy Taxi is really high on the list. Like I said, a lot of you guys recommended that one, as well as Metal Gear Solid. This one is a super iconic game as well. If I could keep Metal Gear, Crazy Taxi, and all the Zelda games, that would be an absolute massive win for the collection today, but we're gonna have to go through the value of this and see whether or not we can do it.
Money!
So starting off with this GameCube here, I know for a fact I've sold these before. I can get $120 after fees for this when I pair it with an OEM controller and sell it in very good condition on Amazon. In addition to that, selling a controller on its own would get me about $30. So just the console and extra controller will bring me to $150 of the $300 that we need in order to keep the rest of the GameCube games. Now he also included some extras up here that are not GameCube related. The only unfortunate thing is pretty much none of them are really worth anything. The only one that's really worth noting at all is this Medal of Honor Heroes. Looks like I can get $9 after fees for that one on Amazon, so that's not too bad. That puts us at $159. But now we come to the really hard part of having to determine which of these games to sell to make up the rest of that difference. I mean, I feel like I'm being asked to send one of my kids to the Hunger Games or something. I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
What an odd thing to say.
But this is where this 75 game list is really going to be our North Star to help us determine which one of these to prioritize. And lucky enough, there actually are some that are pretty clearly sellers. For example, these 007 games. This is not a franchise I'm really all that drawn to, and I've already got Everything or Nothing in the collection. So this one, along with the other three, I think I'm just gonna put in the sell pile. Looks like I can get $10 after fees for these two and about $15 for these, which puts us at a total of about $210 out of the $300 that we need already, and we've only given up 4 games. What I'm gonna do now is go through and just pick out games that I have no interest in and put them automatically in the sell pile. For example, we've got a couple Tom Clancy games. I told you guys at the start, I don't really like first-person shooters, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell those. Time Splitters is a little bit more interesting to me. Oh look, another GoldenEye game, that's another easy one. Enter the Matrix, I actually am interested in. I love that movie. True Crime, it could go either way for me. Happy Feet, no thanks.
Happy Feet, Mr. Go!
We've got this BMX game and also this one over here. I guess that's Supercross. Really not much interest in those at all. Zeldas, we're definitely wanting to keep if we can. Another Tom Clancy. Keeping Wind Waker. Another BMX game. Dang, this person must have really liked bikes. Goodbye. Ooh, Mortal Kombat. That would definitely be cool to keep a Mortal Kombat game. That might actually be on my list. Yep, there it is right there, folks. In black and white, one Mortal Kombat game. So I'd really like to keep this one if I can as well. Boy, this is actually like a surprisingly fun process. I feel like you guys are getting more of an accurate glimpse in this video than maybe any other one of what kind of games I actually like and am interested in. If you are enjoying it, definitely remember to bribe Al the algorithm by hitting the like button and also giving that subscribe button a little tickle, as we like to say here.
I thought I'd make a list of the top 10 things I think that we as Christians should stop saying. Number 1, the first thing we should stop saying is...
And also giving that subscribe button a little tickle. And while we're on the subject, what I'd love to know from you guys today about GameCube games, actually about games in general, is I've said that my genres I kind of stay away from are sports games, FPSs, and horror games. I'm not interested in those genres at all. I want to know from you guys, what genres are you just not really interested in? Is it something similar to me with like sports games, or could it be JRPGs or platformers or collectathons? I'm curious to hear which genre of games you guys find the least interesting or engaging in the comments. But let's move on here. Dark Summit, okay, this is a little bit of an exception that proves the rule. I kind of like these like sports games with a twist, with like a little bit more character. I'll keep that in the maybe pile. Need for Speed Underground, I would definitely love to keep in the collection as well. Shrek Smash and Crash Racing, we'll go ahead and put that in maybe. FIFA World Cup 02, not even close. MVP Baseball, no thanks. Smuggler's Run, I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments if you played this, whether I should keep it. Looking at it, I'm not interested. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I know this is one that is relatively popular, so just for that reason, I'd probably put it in the keep pile. Rocky, probably not.
You're really a loser.
Zelda, again, gotta keep that bad boy. Action Replay Ultimate Codes for Enter the Matrix, no thanks. Mario Power Tennis, I can't actually remember, do we have this game already? No. We got Mario Kart, we got Mario Party 6. Baseball, I don't think we actually have tennis so far. That's actually really exciting.
Good.
Beyond Good and Evil here. This one, I couldn't tell you what it's about. Looks like maybe an adventure game. I really tend to like games like that a lot. We'll put that in the keep pile. Tiger Woods, get on out of here.
You're out.
Top Gun, peace out. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, ooh, that's gonna be a keeper for sure. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2, that's kind of a mixture of sports and an FPS, but honestly, I feel like hunting just makes it a little bit more interesting. I don't know. Gran Turismo, nah, that's like vanilla Need for Speed. Another Zelda, easy clap. And 13, looks like maybe GTA-esque. We'll put that as a maybe. All right, so now I officially have 2 full stacks. Weirdly enough, they're the exact same size of maybe/keep pile and the sell pile. Now what I have to do is figure out if we have $90 worth of value in after fees, gross proceeds on Amazon to see if we can keep all of these lovely games. All right, folks, I just got done calculating the total value of everything here. This stack is not worth selling individually on Amazon. That's all gonna be traded in. But the total value of this stack, Riff, can I get a drum roll, please? Is $101. Which means that not only do I get to keep this entire stack of GameCube games for the collection, making this video the single largest GameCube pickup for the collection to date, but I'm also making $11 in profit on top of all of that. Now, some of you may be saying, Caleb, if you have the $11 extra, why wouldn't you just like take some of these games or like one of these games and put it back into the collection? And the answer to that comes down a little bit to my philosophy as a collector. I'm not just trying to fill my shelves with as many GameCube games as I possibly can, in the same way that I'm not trying to fill it with as many Switch games or as many Game Boy special editions as I can, or as many Pokemon toys. I have limited space to display stuff, and most importantly, I have limited time to enjoy stuff. So if I see games like these ones that I really just have no interest in, and I can both sell them to make money and also get them into the hands of somebody who will genuinely enjoy them, to me that's just a win-win-win all around. More shelf space for stuff that I do love, less clutter in my life, a little bit more money in my bank account, and these games make their way into the hands of people who will really love them. And now it's time for what may be the most satisfying collection update so far on this series. Whoops, I was one away too. One away from the last one. I'm so sorry, Polyworld. I didn't mean it. There you go. Back up with Papa where you belong. Alright, so I've noticed in my analytics that you guys are getting a little bit bored with my first impression reviews of some of these games. So what I'm gonna do is henceforth, these first impression reviews will be limited to 3 sentences. The graphics of this game and the animation style, despite being on my TV where it doesn't look the best, are incredibly charming. The camera and controls do leave a little bit to be desired, but on the whole, I definitely want to play this game all the way through at some point in the future. What do you think, Christmas doggy?
What?
Do you want to play Zelda at some point too?
I don't have opposable thumbs. You're an idiot.
I promise you guys, at some point in this series, we will find some high-dollar GameCube gems, but until that day comes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip. So Al the algorithm thinks that you're most likely to enjoy this video next, and honestly, I kinda think he's right.